What's up, Diggletdreamers? Mattherus here with a new series on the channel. This series is called Mattherus's Battle Playlist, but that name is not finite.
It's for 9,000!
I don't know if finite's the right word, but it's not necessarily going to be the name that it's going to have for the rest of its duration. Sorry, writing degree coming through in my YouTube stuff. But this is basically a series, in case you just happen to be, this is the first time you're hearing of this series, first time you're watching anything. I did do an update video about the whole channel and mentioned all this stuff, but if this is the first you're hearing of this, this is a series where I make a team of 6 Pokemon as well as a playlist of 6 songs that I think fit well with the team, as well as each song fitting with a specific Pokemon on the team. I call it Mattherus's Battle Playlist. Maybe. We'll see if I come up with anything better. But we have our first team here. This is the first episode of this series. I'm hoping it'll be coming up all the time. Well, it'll be coming up every other week, every other Monday, but I'm hoping it will do well. I'm hoping you guys enjoy it, and I'm hoping I enjoy it. So far, I'm enjoying it because I like making playlists. I like making Pokemon teams. Today, we are doing a PU team, and we gotta give a shout out to Fireman the Floatzel, because this is officially the end of Moveset Monday, and Fireman the Floatzel got over 1,000 views. It's the most viewed video on Diggletdreams. So shout out to Fireman for doing such an awesome thing. That's why we have you on the team today. Look at that. That's Fireman right there. Flame Orb, Water Veil, Switcheroo. Potentially the coolest moveset, my potentially favorite moveset of all Pokemon. It's unique to Floatzel. It's amazing. You can have a Flame Orb, it doesn't burn you, and you can switch it onto something else, and it's like, oh, it's so cool. They get burned every turn, even if they heal bell or rest or whatever. Well, if they rest, then they have to wake up. But man, it's such a cool set, and I love using it. That's why I had to do it with this team. I had to give a shout out to that awesome video that I did so long ago. Man, okay, but let's go over the rest of the team, and we'll kind of go along with the playlist as well. So the first song, the first Pokemon, I guess I need to decide which one I want to do first, but since Pokemon is on the screen, I'll go with that first. Roselia is a great Pokemon in PU. I should have mentioned we're doing a PU team. That's why we're using a Floatzel. But Roselia is a great PU Pokemon, really bulky. I decided to go with what's going on with the EV spread here? But we're doing a kind of a balanced team this week. I don't usually do balanced teams, but I usually like to do offensive teams. But this week we're doing a balanced team, and we have our special defense in the form of Roselia with an Eviolite. We also have Spike setting up, because Spike is one of my favorite ways to play it as well. So I figure I'll go Spike balance, kind of get a mix of both worlds, you know. Spikes is typically kind of an offensive thing to do, but I decided to go Spikes balance. Whatever. So Spikes, Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb. Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, just kind of offensive moves. Nice base 100 special attack is really not that bad, especially for a defensive Pokemon, so definitely want to take advantage of that. Synthesis is just great to have for recovery. Just a great thing to have especially when you're defensive Pokemon. The song is Ghost Rider by RJD2. Perfect song for this Pokemon, honestly. It's such a chill, mellow thing. Great way to start off the game, which is exactly what I want to do with this Pokemon. Start off the playlist too. That's what I should have said. But start setting up some spikes, maybe hit a Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, or Synthesis. Just kind of set the field for the rest of the match. That's exactly what I want to do with this Roselia, and that's what I believe the song Ghost Rider does with this playlist. Kind of sets the tone, kind of gets you into the mood, and then drops you off to the rest and lets you deal with that. So that's how I like to start off matches with this team and this playlist. Hopefully this is all starting to kind of make sense in your head as you're watching this, and hopefully I'll get better at explaining it as I go on. But next Pokemon on our team is Pelipper. We're running physically defensive. Pelipper is kind of the counterpart to Roselia. They both cover a lot of each other's weaknesses, and I just gotta make a slight adjustment here. Helpful tip to all competitive battlers: make sure to make your HP total number an odd number, so that when you take stealth rocks or spikes damage, it makes it so you can live an extra hit, basically, because it rounds down. So, like, for the best way to explain it is, if you're a Talonflame, so you're 50% weak to rocks, and you come in on a rock, and you have 300 HP even. That means you're going to take 150 damage because you're taking 50%. So you're taking 150, you're down to 150, and then when you're switching on the rocks again, you're done. But if you have 301 HP, you're still going to be taking 150 damage, which means that you can come in one more time on the rocks. So that's the only difference that the 1 HP number makes, but it can make all the difference sometimes. Anyway, Pelipper is a great Pokemon, great physical defensive, able to take a lot of the hits that Roselia can't take, and Roselia is also able to take a lot of the hits that Pelipper can't take. For example, Pelipper is 4 times weak to electric, Roselia is resistant to electric, Roselia is weak to fire, and Pelipper is just resistant to fire. Stuff like that. That's why I like the synergy between these two. I like that. That's kind of my balanced core. That's my defensive core. This guy has Scald, potentially the best move in the game. Give that chance to burn as well as the stab. It's just, like, if you have the chance to run Scald, why not? Roost is just great recovery move to have. Maybe I should be going on with these. Roost, great recovery, as Roselia also had Synthesis, so Roost is also a great thing to have. Tailwind is kind of like the 4th move slot syndrome. This thing doesn't have 4th move slot syndrome, but I wasn't sure. I wanted to put Defog, but I also didn't, because I didn't want to get rid of my own spikes. So I decided to go Tailwind instead, just because as something to potentially just kind of set the stage for the sweep if I need it. And probably not going to come in handy that often, but every once in a while it might. So that's why I decided to go with it. As well as U-turn, I want Pelipper to be kind of my pivot, where I can come in, take a hit, and then slow U-turn into one of my more offensive Pokemon. And that is kind of what I'm going for as we get further into the team. The song I decided to go with for the Pelipper is Everlasting Light by the Black Keys. I think it's kind of a good transition from Ghost Rider to Everlasting Light. It's a little bit more higher energy and a little faster pace, and I think that's kind of what I want to do with this Pelipper. Is it's a little bit faster pace, a little more higher energy than Roselia. It is still defensive, but it does try to get up that Tailwind, that U-turn stuff going on, trying to get those Scald burns, so it's a little bit more higher energy, a little more upbeat, and that's what I tried to do with the Ghost Rider to Everlasting Light transition. If you're listening now, if you're listening, I probably have music in the background, so you know what? I should put a PSA in front of this. I don't know. Should you listen to it while the video is going on? I don't know. Anyway, when you listen to the playlist, whenever you do, you'll get it as it happens, hopefully. Next Pokemon on the list is Zebstrika. I needed a nice fast electric type on the team, and Zebstrika is just the perfect Pokemon in the PU tier for that. So I decided to slap a Choice Scarf on this thing just so I wouldn't have to worry about getting outsped by anything, and I think it kind of fits the bill perfectly. Lightning Rod, also a great ability. It was between that and Motor Drive, honestly, because I just need another electric resist, because this team has a minor electric weakness. But Lightning Rod over Motor Drive, because I'm already fast enough with the Choice Scarf, and Motor Drive and Lightning Rod gives me a special attack boost instead. So I think that would be really nice to get the Choice Scarf and a special attack boost whenever I have the chance. I think it'd be great. Volt Switch is always great, initiative and stuff like that. I can Volt Switch out into my more bulky Pokemon to be able to take a hit. Thunderbolt is just my main stab move. If I don't need the Volt Switch, if I just want to go for the KO, Thunderbolt is the move for that. Overheat is great to catch grass types, and it's just great coverage. Like Overheat's a really powerful move, so like why not use it? 130 power fire type move. Like not many Pokemon get that type of coverage. And Hidden Power Grass is just another good thing to have, able to hit ground types. And I don't know if there's any water ground types in this tier, but I think there's some rock water types. So Hidden Power Grass, definitely a good thing to have. If you see something like this in OU, you usually have Hidden Power Ice because there's a lot of ground flying types in OU. But in PU, it's a very different meta. So I don't think there's any flying ground types. I think they're all up in the OU, UU. So Hidden Power Grass, definitely the way to go with this Pokemon. And yeah, max speed, special attack, all pretty simple so far. The song I decided to go with for this Pokemon is Hollywood by R.A.C. R.A.C. is a really cool group band. I think it's just one person that does it, but they normally do a lot of remixes, but Hollywood was their first, I think it was their first song that was original, and I thought it was really cool. It's at least the first song I heard by them that was original, and it's just such a great solid tune. It just, I don't know, it just has such a constant like rhythm and upbeatness to it. I just can't help but just like groove a little bit, and that's what I want to do with this thing, is just kind of come in, get a hit, switch out, keep up the fast beat. I don't know, it just makes sense to me. Zebstrika is just, it's reliable. That's what I'm trying to say. It's that Zebstrika, I know Zebstrika can outspeed pretty much anything except for like other Choice Scarf Zebstrika, and that's what the song Hollywood always does for me. Is it always is such a reliable, good song, and it's perfect. And I love the way that Everlasting Light transitions to Hollywood. I think the two of those songs are very closely intertwined, at least in my mind. They sound similar. Dan Auerbach, singer of the Black Keys, has a similar tone, voice to Penguin Prison. I don't know the name of the guy from Penguin Prison who's featured on this R.A.C. song, but I just like having these two songs next to each other, and I think it works really well. Alright, we're halfway through, guys. We're halfway through. Next Pokemon is Beheeyem. Choice Specs Analytic. It just hits like a truck, and that's exactly what I wanted. With the U-turn and Volt Switch action I have in those last two Pokemon, I really wanted something that I could take advantage of that switch into something that can then just blow something away. So that is exactly what this thing is meant to do. Meant to come in and just blow something away. That's all I got. As many coverage moves as I can. Psychic, Shadow Ball, Thunderbolt, and Energy Ball, so I can hit stab. Psychic just blows so much away, and if I need any kind of coverage, then I have as much as I can get. Yeah, that's simple. Like, this is just there to blow things away. The song is Mind Over Matter by Young the Giant. Young the Giant is one of my favorite bands, and the song Mind Over Matter is one of those ones, like, it's on their second album, and it's not the first single, but it's probably one of my favorite songs by them. And the reason I picked it for Beheeyem is because Beheeyem, his whole idea is to kind of go second and really blow you away. And I think that's what Mind Over Matter does. It's not the first song I heard by Young the Giant, but it's one that really blew me away when I heard it. It's such a good song, and it also has kind of a slow build to a big climax, and that's exactly what I want with Beheeyem. It's a slow build, so it's just kind of there, and then suddenly it just fucking blasts you with a psychic. And I apologize for the swear there, but I just had to drop it. Yeah. In a similar way, the next Pokemon, Rampardos, is kind of along the same lines. Super slow and not that bulky, but with the potential Volt Switch U-turn action, I can get in a safe switch and then blow something away, and that's exactly what I want to do with this. I decided to go with Rock Polish Set, because if this thing just all it needs is speed, and it can destroy whole teams. So I went with Rock Slide, Zen Headbutt, Earthquake. Rock Slide and Zen Headbutt both get Life Orb, Sheer Force going on. Earthquake doesn't, but it's just too good a coverage move to pass up. And I just realized this is completely uninvested, but I'm going to go ahead and invest now. But as you can see, Rampardos base 165 attack. That, I believe, is the highest non-Ubers attack stat of any Pokemon. And being able to take advantage of that is really nice. Rock Polish, like, it only has 58 speed, so not gonna be doing that much, but if you can get the Rock Polish off. So that's kind of the idea behind this Pokemon, is to U-turn with Pelipper or Volt Switch with Zebstrika, and hopefully get the prediction right and be able to come in on something that can't stay in or can't damage you at all, and either be able to Rock Polish on a switch or be able to Rock Polish and take a hit, or just crush something with a Rock Slide and then Headbutt or an Earthquake. And that's kind of the idea behind this thing, is just demolishing, just demolish. And the song is Helicopter by Block Party, because that song, like, it just comes on and it immediately just hits you right in the face, like slaps you right across the face. And that's exactly what I want to do with this thing, is just slap people across the face all of a sudden, like just all of a sudden just bring out that base 165 attack stat and just destroy. So that's what this set is all about, is high energy, high intensity destruction. And that's the kind of vibe I get from Block Party a lot of the time. And that may be because I've been to a Block Party concert once and I barely remember it at all, not because I was high or drunk, but because I had to keep my wits about me the whole time, because the crowd was literally going insane, tossing me around. And it's crazy. Like, that's what I associate Block Party with, especially this song. And that's what I also associate Rampardos with. That's what Rampardos is all about, just high intensity attacking. Alright. And now we're on to the All-Star, Fireman, the Floatzel. And I think you know what the song goes with this guy. The song is called Fire It Up Fire Mouse by the Hood Internet. It was a song I heard so long ago, and actually, I forget who is in the song. I know it's Modest Mouse, and I think it's Lil Wayne, but I could be wrong. Anyway, the playlist for all these songs, it'll be a YouTube playlist. I'll put that playlist in the description, the link to that playlist in the description, so you can go listen to all these songs and find out if I'm right or not. But Floatzel, oh man, Floatzel. Floatzel has a Flame Orb, Water Veil. Pokemon cannot be burned. So Flame Orb is a thing that at the end of every turn, the item attempts to burn the holder, but because Floatzel has Water Veil, Floatzel can't be burned. So Floatzel just has this little ticking time bomb just in its hand, just ready to switcheroo onto an unsuspecting opponent. Ice Punch, Aqua Jet, Waterfall. These are its basic moves. Waterfall is its main stab, because Floatzel's pretty fast, it outspeeds stuff, but I also have Aqua Jet there just for priority, because this team does lack a little bit of priority, and Aqua Jet is really nice to have. It can be powerful, and Ice Punch is there to hit grass types, basically. The other option is Crunch, but I felt like Ice Punch gives you that little bit more coverage, but I could be wrong. I could also go Switcheroo or even Taunt on that slot, because they're both, what did I say? Taunt or, what did I say? Pursuit. Pursuit, is that what I said? I feel like I said Switcheroo, but I already had Switcheroo. Pursuit is a possible move. Anyway, I'm rambling. The association I have with, of course, this song goes so well with this set, because that was in the original Moveset Monday video, but also that song is just so great, so unexpected, so under the radar, and no one's ever heard of it, and no one ever uses this set, and it's just so great. It's just, I want to dance. I want to dance to it and that's what I want to do every time I accomplish the Flame Orb switcheroo thing. I want to dance. So that's how I end this playlist. That's how I end this team. I end strong with Fireman the float. So simple as that. Max attack, max speed. Do I even need to say it? All right. Let me get a sip of this water. You know what? I was gonna pause it and do the battles later, but I'm hype right now. I'm hype. Let's do this. I'm getting a battle right now. All right, here we go. So we lead off with Ghost Rider, of course. And the cool thing is, well, actually, he does have a couple of counters, but we're gonna try it anyways. He does lead with one of the counters. Unfortunate. But what I could do, not too great. This thing probably has sleep patterns. I'm just gonna sludge roll. We live in. We live in. Oh, can we get a poison? No poison. So I am forced out of here into my Everlasting Light to take this Acrobatics. Fortunately, we take it fairly well. I'll need to synthesis up later, potentially on the Grumpig. Might be the only thing I can synthesis up on. So I might not be able to get up any spikes this time. Do I want a U-turn? I don't know if that'll KO. That's a U-turn. He misses the sleep powder as we U-turn on him. And this thing hits 350. This thing hits. Alright, Hollywood should be fine to come out here and hit him up with a Volt Switch. He could go Gabite. He could go Gabite. That'd be really bad. He went Gabite. Nobody goes Gabite. That's crazy. Fortunately, though, Everlasting Light should be able to come back out again as he actually pulls a double into his Grumpig. Why, I think I could synthesis on the Grumpig. Grumpig has super effective Psychic Stab. Oh my god, that Psychic does too much. But I'm going to be able to U-turn out into Mind Over Matter, and we should be able to hit pretty hard right here. The question is, do I want to go for Shadow Ball? Because the Bouffalant could come in. Yeah, I'll go for Shadow Ball. Hits us with a Signal Beam, we eat that up, as the Shadow Ball clean KOs the Grumpig. That's what I'm talking about. As he calls that. He calls the specs right there. As I might just sack Ghost Rider. Yeah, Ghost Rider's not helping me. I think... Ah, he's got Pursuit. Well played. Shia Bouffalant. He's got Pursuit. Alright, time to Fireman to come out. Fireman, fire it up. Fire it up. Is he gonna stay in here, you think? I think he's gonna risk it. Ah. Well, we get to kill the jump left. Well, actually, we don't get to kill the jump left because it's not going to take burn damage yet. Alright, we know that we outspeed this thing. We definitely outspeed this thing because it's not. We know it's not Scarf. So we're just going to finish him out with a nice punch. No problem. We get a crit. Not bad. So unfortunately, the Flame Orb doesn't really get use. What did we get though? We got no, oh, because it was no item acrobatics. Is this Scarf? No. Oh my god, that does literally 0. Holy moly. Alright, not looking good for us, honestly. I think what I might have to do is predict the band and go into Rampardos, be able to eat up a hit in Rock Polish, or Rock Polish on the Switch. I don't know if I can take out a Gabite though. Alright, I go Hollywood. Volt switch, as he decides to stay in here. I'm going to see if he can switch up his moves or not. As we sack our Roselia. He does go for frustration once again. So I'm going to guess he's choiced. I don't know how much this is going to do. Alright. Get up the rock polish as the Misdreavus comes out. This thing is probably... Okay, rock slide. KOs the Misdreavus. That's what I'm talking about. That's the power of Rampardos right there. That is the power of Rampardos. For a second I was scared that I forgot to record, but no. I always forget if ground resist rock. Weak. Yeah, but it does resist rock. Okay. Unfortunately, we don't really have anything to hit this that hard. So I might just have to go for damage. Oh, clean! Clean KOs! Oh my god! That's amazing! Are we gonna get the sweep right here? We better get the sweep. Rotom's gone! Rotom's gone! Yes! And you know what? I don't even need to chance a miss. We go for Earthquake. GG! That's what I'm talking about. That's a Rampardos sweep, everybody. Hell yeah. If you enjoy this episode of, what's this called? Mattherus's Pokemon playlist, battle playlist, whatever it's called, make sure you hit that like button because I am hyped for this series. Make sure to tune in a week from next Monday for the next episode where we bring a whole new team and a whole new playlist. Make sure to check out these playlists in the link down below. Make sure to listen to all of it because it's awesome and I put a lot of work into it. Now, if you want to, go check it out. But this team's really cool. I'll also put a, what's the word? What's the word? I'll put the team in the description. I forget the paste bin. I'll put a paste bin of the team down below. So if you want to use the team for yourself, go ahead. But if you do use it, make sure to listen to the playlist while you do. Other than that, though, keep dreaming. See you next time, and peace out.